Monty, I guess you're probably a little past the halfway point of training camp between when you started and the opener. Can you just assess if you feel like you're on course?
I mean, I haven't charted one really for this group. You know what I mean? I think when you have a team and you know the guys a bit better, you can do that. With this group, I haven't done that. I'm going along and seeing how much we can give them and then pull back when I feel like they're too stressed. Listening to the coaches a lot talk to me about guys are getting this, still fuzzy on this, that kind of thing. We've had those conversations between me and the staff and some of the players. But I think the one thing that I've seen, the one thing I've seen is remorse when they don't know something. And that to me is a sign that we're headed in a good place. If guys are just like, whatever, forget it, that would be a tough spot to be in. So I like where we are. I have thrown a ton at them. And the games have thrown different scenarios. The other night we had a up 3 foul situation, and we hadn't gone over that. And so we had to do it in the timeout, and thank God we had Joe in the game because he knew exactly what we were talking about on the floor. He helped guys, and Asara made a good foul in that situation. So you can't cover everything, you know. You can't catch every raindrop in training camp, but I think we're moving in a good place. But to chart it and tell you where we are, I'm not quite sure I can do that.
Monty, with that, before camp, you had talked about kind of the battles that there would be at certain spots, or just how tough it's going to be to make a rotation.
Yeah.
2 weeks in, is it even harder now with some of the performances guys have had?
Yeah, I think, thankfully it is.
Right.
I mean, I'm glad there's no, well, I mean, if you had easy decisions and had all-stars, all-NBA guys in place, that'd be different, but we don't. So I'm glad there is a lot of competition, opportunities for guys in game to have enough minutes to, fight for their position and their spot. Everybody else enjoys it. I'm not looking forward to those decisions and conversations, but they are a part of, my job, and I have to, along with Troy and the staff, get the information and then do what I think is best for the team. But I've enjoyed it. The practices have been spirited. And we're going to scrimmage tomorrow. It'll be another day to battle, and not just see where you are as a player, but also get better as a team.
Coach, you mentioned earlier about not wanting to throw a lot at them, being new here. I guess speak to how long does it take? I guess, or is it a season-long process of learning your team's strengths and weaknesses and knowing your team? How long does that process take?
I think that takes years.
Years.
Yeah, I mean, you have a team, but guys don't stay 22. They don't stay 19. Their lives change, their circumstances change, they change. And so you're constantly learning who they are. Guys take on new positions in the league. Some guys go from non-all-star to all-star. Some guys are fighting for their NBA life. Some guys who've been in the league may be playing for a minimum one-year contract. So I think that changes. When your circumstances change, you tend to change. And I'm not 38 anymore. When I first started as a head coach, I won't say what I am, but I'm older.
We know.
So I think that you're always learning, at least for me. I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I'm like, I know exactly who we are and what. I don't think that ever happens for me anyway. And I like that. I like the fact that you constantly learn more about your guys. You don't put a box on them. You understand that they're going to grow as players. We're going to grow as a team. And for me, I'm constantly learning who they are.
How deep do you think your rotation could go, just as far as players on this team I've seen through camp who could really make a difference on the floor next season?
I mean, a lot of that is going to be dictated by health. It'd be hard to say right now with, you guys we have out. Healthy, 10. To play 11 guys is really hard. You can do it, but it's probably more special situations. Say you want to go big, you can do it that way, or you wanted to go with 3 small guards, then you'd probably be able to do it that way, or 5 smalls. Those combinations may allow for more numbers, but it probably wouldn't be consistent. I think healthy and having everybody on the squad ready to go, I think we can go 10 deep and keep a rhythm.
Monty, when you have 2 guys in Ivy and Durham who kind of have like an expedited introduction to the league last year, I guess how easy does that make it for guys like Asar or Sasser coming in behind?
I don't know. I mean, I think everybody's different. It depends on who you are as a player and person. If you're the kind of player that can learn on the fly and that's your deal, then yeah, it may be a bit easier. But if you're someone that learns through playing and then sitting and then playing and then taking in the summer and that kind of thing, it could be a different deal. So I don't know what JD and JI went through last year. I'm sure they had to grow up quickly with all of the injuries and things of that nature. It's a tough one, but I do think, I've said this before, Asar and Sass have the capacity to take on a lot. That's the one thing I've seen from both of them. They do not struggle with failure. They stand right there, they look you in the eye, I got you, coach. And they get right back at it. I've seen young guys just crumble in that. These 2, they won't crumble.
Monty, can you speak on how today's event gets fans excited for the upcoming season?
Say that again for me.
How today's event gets fans
Yeah.
excited?
I think it's cool for us to be able to show the community what we do. We have a phrase, reps remove doubt, and I'm big on getting reps in, and I wanted the fans to see a portion of what we do in practice so they can understand, what our guys go through, and that was, what percentage, a small percentage of what we do in our practices every day. And so my hope is that they see, even in a setting like that, our guys took it seriously. I've been in those situations before, and it can get ugly quick with guys who were too cool and all of that stuff. I hope they see an intentional group that wants to make this community proud. And me and the staff, we know we have a young group. We know we have guys who don't have a great deal of NBA experience, but we're jacked up every day because of what you just saw. Those fan practices can, you all have been around, like they can get pretty goofy. And I hope our fans saw that our guys are serious about stacking solid, stacking good days, and getting better. And today was an indication of that, so I hope the fans saw that.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.